Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Tanya, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. Tanya here with another story. I watched Narcissistic Recording, You're Just a Pet That Ran Away. This story parallels mine regarding both baby showers and being excluded from vacations by my mom and sister. Growing up and into my 20s, I always told my mom she played favorites, and she would gaslight me and tell me I treat all my kids equally. Oh boy, did I hear that. This story is in honor of Megan, and I hope she went no contact with her mom, father, and sister, and all the family she was guilted to send thank you notes to. I think that was one of the Megan was an adopted child, adopted like a pet. She ran away. I remember. As a matter of fact, I think Megan's family threatened me at one point. Oh, fun. As I was listening to this story, it reminded me about my mom and how she handled the baby showers when both of my brothers and their spouses were expecting a baby within 6 months of each other. The first baby shower was in September, and the other baby shower was a few months later in January for my older brother and his spouse. The baby shower in September, my brother-in-laws were hosting and didn't ask me or my family to participate in the planning. I personally felt left out, but attended the nice event and brought gifts and had a nice time. I did stay and help and clean up. In retrospect, this was another people-pleasing thing. That was my first thing. Like, why? They didn't ask you for help. You're hurt by it. And then you stood around, I guess, trying to people-please. I didn't make my feelings known that I felt out because I don't trust my mom or sisters. I knew if I did share this, they would use it as ammo against me to gossip. Plus, they seem to be okay with being guests only and not involved further. When my other brother and his spouse had a baby shower later in January, I was happy to be involved. My brothers-in-laws reached out to me. My sisters and my mom asked us if we wanted to be involved in the planning process. I was happy to be included. When I showed up to the first planned meeting, I found it was only me and my little sister who showed up. My older sister lives out of state. My mom told them she did not want to be involved in the planning, but she did send my little sister with instructions and wanted my sister to relay the message at the planning meeting. We sat around the table and looked at each other as the lady who chose not to be involved was still dictating her preferences, using my sister as her messenger. I am close with my sister-in-law, and she knew my mom and I didn't get along. When my little sister left the room for a while to play with the cats in another room, I made an executive decision to go with the original plan since the directions my mom had given didn't fit with the baby shower plans. I said something like, if she's not going to be here to plan, then we don't have to follow her directions. I agree, but you also should have told your mother that. You should have told your mother that, and you should have told your sister that. The second she pulled out that fucking letter, or whatever, the notes or whatever she had, you should have been like, if our mother wants to be wanted to be a part of the planning, then she should have gotten her fucking ass here in the first place. And then you let your sister get up and play with cats in the other room like she's a child. More people pleasing, Tanya. The time to stop that shit was when your sister sat down and said, Mom says, who gives a shit? Well, she ain't here, is she? As soon as I said this, I felt paranoid that my sister heard me. And there you are, a grown-ass woman afraid that your sister is going to run back and tell your mother something. See, you set the mood. Soon as your sister suggested at that table things that your mother was recommending and preferring without your mother being there, and you didn't say anything, your sister knew she had you. She knew she had you. As did your mother. Months later, my sister revealed she did hear me and told my mom. My little sister showed up to that one and only meeting and made me and my brother-in-law. My little sister showed up to that one and only meeting, and me and my brother-in-laws did the bulk of the planning. So, I mean, right there, that should have. I mean, you're adults. I should have told you right there what your sister's about. You don't need her in your life. This is a grown-ass woman still looking to get me in trouble with mommy. Still digging for ammunition to turn around and use against you. We had decided I would arrange the invite for my brother's side of the family and hand out invitations. The next month at Thanksgiving, my sister-in-law brought the invitations that I was supposed to hand out. We tried to be discreet when talking about this, but Mom was watching us. Of course, she's always watching. They're always watching. That's what they do. They sit and watch. And they record in their head. Tanya did this. Sister did that. This one said this. I could use that against Tanya. I can use this to manipulate the sister to do that. This is what happens when you show up at their events. And where is this happening? Where is this happening once again, people? Thanksgiving. I didn't do a Thanksgiving video this year. Thanksgiving. And this didn't happen this Thanksgiving. Obviously, this happened years ago. What have I been telling you? This is where the narcissists get their best ammo, is at holidays, gatherings. This is where they live for. Where the rubber meets the proverbial road for their sociopathy. We thought we were in the clear, but I guess my mom was eavesdropping. Kind of like your sister. So, your mother's eavesdropping. Your sister's eavesdropping. So what does that tell you about your sister, Tanya? She's just another version of your mother. As Thanksgiving was wrapping up and people were getting ready to leave, my sister-in-law handed me the stack of invitations. I was going to mail some and hand deliver others. I was huddled with my two brothers and their spouses talking about the upcoming shower where my mom interjected and took the invitations from my hands and handed them to my other brother who had the baby shower in September. Mom said, "Here, you take them and give them to the family. They take you more seriously, and it will be better if the invitations come from you rather than Tanya." Well, I hope the next sentence is here is, then I balled up my fist and had to have it surgically removed from my mother's throat as it was wrapped around her voice box as I was physically trying to pull it out through her mouth. Is that the next line? Because if that's not the next line, Tanya, I think we're going to have a problem. This is why you don't put yourself out there, Tanya. They're just waiting. She's just waiting for the opportunity to fucking get you. This was my mom's big dig that I was single and my relatives would take the baby shower invitations more seriously since my brother was married with a newborn. I don't even think it's that deep, Tanya. I think that's your mother's abuse just making your mind race. It might be part of it. But you are trying to assign reasoning to someone who's just a cunt. How about this, Tanya? My mother is just a fucking bleeding cunt. You don't need to go any further than that. You don't need to go any further. See, you're trying to figure out why a cunt acts like a cunt. Don't. This is where we go nuts. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And again, you're fighting the monster. Okay, where you should be fighting the society that allows the monster to permeate. I also think as the scapegoat, I was so low on her totem pole that my mom feared my relatives would not show up if the invitations came from me. No. No. See, this is your mother's abuse. Where, like, you actually believe this. Like, that you're so devalued. Your mother just wanted to hurt you. That's it. Your mother just wanted to do something to keep you in your fucking place. Your mother didn't believe they wouldn't show up because the invitation... That you're such a bad person, Tanya. That you are such a bad person that people aren't going to show up to your brother's baby shower, your brother's wife's baby showers because you're the one who gave them the invitation? Fuck this woman. This woman did some serious damage on you. That you are trying to assign reasonable fault with yourself as to why your mother is just a fucking bleeding cunt. That's it. That's it. Stop trying to find fault with yourself to excuse why your mother's acting like a fucking cunt. How about that? And for those of you who don't like the language, too bad. That's how I'm running my channel. Because that's what she is. A fucking cunt. Such a fucking cunt that Tanya is still trying to assign blame of herself, fault with herself, to excuse why her mother is treating her this way. Instead of your mother is just a fucking cunt. Keep in mind, I've always been accused as the favorite by mom since my relatives all liked me. Right, and my mother used to tell me, other people tell me, for some reason tell me I'm so horrible to you and favor your brother. And it would take that and it would fucking double down. It would make her fucking double down on abusing me, which is what fucking cunts do, which is what your mother did. All it does is make her fucking double down on it. You've been better off if your fucking relatives said they didn't like you. She does not get along with my dad's side of the family and always resented that I got along with them despite her best efforts to estrange me and my siblings from our aunts, uncles, and cousins. My dad was all too happy with this arrangement. I didn't learn until later that he was not the victim I thought he was, but a covert narcissist. I would have saved myself a lot of trouble sticking up for him when I was growing up. Back to the invitations. When my mom grabbed the invitations from me and gave them to my brother, we were all shocked and even more so at her reasoning. I was over her antics and quickly recovered. I took back the invitations from my brother and told her we would follow the original plans, thank God. After all, my name was listed as one of the hosts on the invitation. I really think that irked her. Yeah, I'm sure it did. Because she wants you fucking down here at all times. Because she's a cunt. A couple months later, in January, the baby shower was held. It was a lot of work, but everything went well. Mom wanted to give the impression that she was one of the hosts and stood beside my brother and sister-in-law as they posed for pictures when opening presents. I think she also wanted to make it seem she helped with the food. Yeah. They're always going to try to take credit for your work, for what you do. Wasn't your shower, but I wouldn't have wanted her there in the fucking first place. I'm more concerned with you trying to assign reason why your mother acts the way she does. That you know, it's something wrong with you. You know, because you're not married and you don't have no. And if that was the reason, I'll tell you what it was about, Tanya. It was about your mother being jealous that you didn't have any kids to be. I'm telling you, because your mother is the type of woman that liked being pregnant, liked the attention from it, but didn't actually want the responsibility of being a mother. And that's not your defect. That's hers. So don't assign defect to yourself to excuse why your mother's just a fucking cunt. And that's the overall theme of this. So I hope that helps. Thank you again, Tanya, for another contribution and story. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away, as this channel is 100% demonetized from YouTube. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channels here and on Rumble, and also be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been the Narcissistic Resistance. Take care.